All right, we're live on YouTube, everybody. We're Zoom chatting, and I'm not a brat. Let's see, but maybe I am sometimes. And it's Jeff Eichen here with Weeds Day episode. Um, we spell weed now W33D because frickin' Facebook robots got smart or stupid and they took me off. So we're not on Facebook anymore, but I do post my Zoom link on there. And so look out for W33D Weeds Day. And so it's Jeff Eichen here. I've been all around the world. I came in from Peru. And today we want to share with you about plant medicine and why nobody should be in jail for a plant. We're going to honor Sir Bobby Weir for going up and hanging out with, with the Papa Bear from the Grateful Dead. We all got to go, but while we're here, the plant medicine is so cool. And there's so many ways that we have forgotten to use it that it's my pleasure to be part of the solution. So there's a Hempcrete Dome house there you can see from NOAA, and we're hopefully going to get that done in our lifetime. But it's kind of about in our lifetime. So let me make this smaller and say hello, hello, and come back to Mr. Para on my Zoom chat. And good afternoon, Polka Dot Man. You're muted, Mr. Beautiful.
Good afternoon, Blue Man.
Hey, so yeah, I cranked the warm tones up all the way, but anyway, so got my Machu Picchu hat on. They're gonna have me back 2 or 3 times this year, and I'm gonna carry on with doing the incredible journey of navigating. If you can see this photograph, everybody, that's Machu Picchu. That's freaking Maloka. That's what they call these beautiful rooms where they do ceremony. They have beds there with beautiful linens on them, and you lay down and you do plant medicine. And that's what people are in jail for. So in my lifetime, right here with my software, we are going to hopefully abolish, the reefer madness. And in my lifetime, we're going to stay friends with as many people as we can. And, you know, I think, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, they used to say, if the enemy is hungry, feed them. Mr. Rodimus.
Oh, I've never heard that quote.
So if the enemy is hungry, feed them. And so feed them is making peace with the enemy. And like what I like to get across is hello, Andrea. It's Jeffrey. Meet Rodimus. Say hello to Rodimus.
Hello.
You're muted, DM, but you can. There you go. Say hello to Rodimus.
Hello.
You did. Hi.
Hi.
Where are you? Where are you from?
I'm from Mexico City and I live in Long Beach right now.
Nice. And I'm in France.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah, Deanne, you want Deanna or Andrea?
My name is Andrea.
Okay, because it says
the name that my parents gave me. My spiritual name is there.
Okay, fantastic. Well, we become very close friends via cosmic order, how the angels bring in everybody to me, and how we keep working on our own legacy and bringing more people into the legacy realm. So we're blessed to have you, Andrea, and Rodimus. Rodimus has been with me for 40 years.
Okay. So you know each other.
Yeah, so we've been around for a while, and Rodimus comes on every few weeks, and it's a really beautiful journey. So I have a couple of let me get my my last movie that I just uploaded. I want to pull it onto the I want to airdrop that to myself. So I'm going to start off with our this show today, everybody. It's episode 297. We're really close to 300. We're going to have a big fat party when we do 420. But it's great to have you both. Sit back, roll a big one, or get some water. Stay hydrated, everybody. Don't faint or black out. And stay in your body and stay in your movement and what you believe in. No matter what you're doing, it's probably the right thing. Whether or not there are accidents or they're just road signs, when you drop your favorite cup and it breaks, you glue it back together, or you say, I get a new one.
I keep using it the same way. Woo!
Oh. Okay, so it's done. Yeah.
I'm glad it didn't break.
I know. Just the hand.
So I have one thing I share with Rodimus. I'll share it with you, Andrea. Is when you're in flow, and flow is like the river, magic lives right by there. So the magic of you and I meeting and you meeting Rodimus is really beautiful. And so Andrea and Rodimus, sit back for our intro. It's a little mini movie today, our intro, but there's a lot in it that makes a lot of sense. And we'll go from there. And then we'll come back and discuss why plant medicine today is really, underrated. Underrated
and more than underrated, I think it's stigmatized. Like, I had a conversation with my mom today and she was freaking out because I started uploading pictures of me when I am under the effect of cannabis, and I feel very comfortable with people seeing me because for me it is normal, like that's the effect that it has on me, but I'm aware of what is going on. I'm aware of what is happening, and I was explaining to her that it's a medicine that is helping me be more myself, and she was like, please promise me you will never do it again. And I was like, no, mom, it's like I'm telling you to not take your medications that the doctor sent you. Like, no doctor sent me this, but I found it and it feels very good to me. I'm not gonna stop doing it.
Well, what I used to say is my family, my mother and father would come home from work when I was a child and have a Mai Tai or a cocktail, but not to get drunk, but to go tranquilo.
Mm-hmm. Relax.
And so this is our Mai Tai.
Yeah. It's more than a Mai Tai. Like, it's very liberating. It connects you to the world. It connects you to Mother Earth. It connects you to everything that is. It opens your mind and your awareness into awakening of the soul. I mean, for me, it's very, very spiritual, and I approach it as such. I do ceremony every time. I put my intention every time. I pray to it every time. And every time it's a completely different experience, and every time has been more and more opening. I do really see this as a medication that can heal the world.
Yeah, and Rodimus,
if only more people were to use cannabis in that reverent way that you're talking about, the planet would be a better place. Unfortunately, too many things, not just cannabis, but many other substances are not used medicinally. They're used recreationally. They're used as a way to escape personal pain, issues in life that need to be dealt with consciously, and they use substances to escape being conscious, and that's unfortunate. So anything can be used properly, and it can also be abused. So it's nice to hear what you said, because I think that's a great approach.
Thank you. Yes, I think that's important, and also to stop doing it behind doors, because then people really get afraid of seeing what happens when you're doing it. And like, my eyes go wide, like I start like seeing things inside my like space with my eyes closed. So I start to channel source lines, spirits, and it's just like something that I am very honored to be able to experience. For me, this is like spirit is using me, like I'm becoming a God's like vessel, and I speak its words. Sometimes I just lose control of my own movements and what I want to say, and I know that it is being divinely guided and divinely used. And
The fact that you,
nice.
the fact that you trust that process and that you're not afraid of it, that takes a lot of work. Also, I think maybe there are some people out there who feel that happening and they're not familiar with it and they don't know where it's coming from, and so they respond with fear instead of with openness, like you're describing, and so they're depriving themselves of that benefit of the medicine as well. So, can you share a moment how you were able to cultivate an attitude that allowed you to be open to these things and to just go with it? How did you come?
So the first, I don't know, like maybe six times that I used it, I didn't know about this process. And it wasn't until I met Aluna Lua. She's a person that is here in LA, and she works as an angel. She does angel work, and she facilitates different ceremonies. So I wanted to try cannabis in ceremony with her because her energy was beautiful, and I was like, okay, I don't know what she's doing, but I want to experience more of me being with her and see what can happen. So I went to her space, and she taught me about singing to the plant, singing prayers for Santa Maria, and to set the intention, and to get clarity on why I was using it and what I wanted to accomplish with it. And I was trying, my intention was to be more myself and to allow myself to just be. And what I wanted to do, I wanted to dye my hair purple, which is now I did it. And I have been wanting to do it since I was in high school. And I always thought, no, because someone is going to say something. My mom, my brother, my sister, my dad, like I wouldn't be myself because what others going to say. So that was my reason to approach her support. And then she told me the songs that she sings to the plant and the way that she does it. And we did it with the volcano. And it was a very highly spiritual experience. Like she put some angels music, and I felt like I was literally floating on clouds, dancing with her, surrounded by angels. And I was like, I don't know what's going on, but I know I'm not on earth. And I was like super high in that vibe, like vibing super high with her. And then after that, I went to a ceremony that was group, and it was for also Santa Maria. And it was more like a ceremony, and we brought flowers and we sang, and everything like that happened again. But I found so much clarity in the moments of healing. I could see the wounds of my past and why they were there and what caused them. And I could see myself as a little girl hiding in the bathroom because I didn't want to go dance because what were other people gonna say, And I was like, what the heck? Like, I used to be the leader in the dancing class. Where did this fear come from? Like, what's going on? I don't want it. I want to let it go. So I would like bring myself out and just be myself and be out and be free and just allow myself to be. But then other fears would come, and then I would notice it right away. Like, what is this feeling? And where is it coming from? So that's how I feel the medicine works. While you are in the moment with presence, then you become aware of yourself, and then you can see what's there and go in. Like, that memory just comes, and you pretty much can see it with your eyes, and then you're able to let it go and forgive and just work it through, and then it's done. So I feel like every time that I smoke it, I let go of, I don't know, 5 or 7 traumas that just show up. I have cleared my boss self. I have cleared my, I don't know what came the other day. Like taking responsibility of my life. I just felt it in the middle of my spine, like something just like, oh, so this is how it feels to become consciously responsible of your own life. Wow, it feels very like strengthening and safe and strong, and like I know who I am. And so I am very grateful to it, because I feel like I am becoming a better person because of it, because it's helping me get rid of all the traumas and fears and limitations.
So how long have you been doing this? When did you first meet with this woman in her space, as you started talking about? How long ago?
I think it was last year, maybe around February.
Okay, so almost a year now. Yeah. And now I have to ask you kind of more harder question. not everybody has that experience who uses the medicine. How much do you think is the medicine? How much do you think it is you who has just needed the medicine as a trigger for a process that you are already involved in and your own spiritual path that you've already been on, and this just kind of acted as a catalyst for you? Because you sound to me like you were already doing that kind of searching and wanting that work to be more effective, and the cannabis was kind of a facilitator for that, but you were already on that path, it sounds like to me.
Yeah, I mean, I've been awake since 2012. That's when I had the first huge awakening. It was 3 days, 3 nights, not sleeping, like plug to sword, just like whoop, like downloads, 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 downloads. And and but then I was sharing with my family all these downloads, and they were thinking I was going crazy. So they put me under medication, and they would give me Rivotril to sleep, and what was the other thing? I can't remember. And
Lithium.
lithium, yeah, lithium. They gave me lithium. They diagnosed me with bipolarity, and then it wasn't until I got pregnant that I was able to let go of medications. And the doctor said, "Don't worry about it. Your hormones of pregnancy will take care of your mental health." And I was like, "Oh, thank God." And your breastfeeding too. I was like, "Oh, perfect. So I can breastfeed and not take the medication. Awesome." So I stretched that for 4 years. I breastfed myself for 4 years. I wouldn't have to take medication. And then when I stopped taking the medication, at the same time, I met this group that's called Know Thyself as Soul. And I was going to their meditations. And once I wanted to become a part of the group, you had to sign a lease or like something that says that you don't have any mental problems. So like, oh, great, I cannot join. And they said like, why? I was diagnosed with bipolarity. What happened? And I started telling the whole story of the spiritual awakening, which I didn't know by then that it was a spiritual awakening. There was this woman from India, and she stares at me and she's like, Andrea, you're not bipolar. And I'm like, what are you talking about? The doctor said I'm bipolar. No, what you experienced, all these things that you shared, is called spiritual awakening. And I felt my soul came into my body. And I started crying and crying and crying because I couldn't believe that that's what it was. And someone knew, and I didn't. And I had to go through all that hell. And so I, since then, started working on becoming a spiritual coach to help people awaken their souls and to be able to realize that we are divine beings and that we are the one soul divine creator of our universe. And that's what I teach, and that's how I see it. I have been downloading more information on how to bring peace to the world and other things. Like the other day I saw a vision of moving all the population to the lower part of the world when it's summer or warm, and so we can just like pretty much travel with a backpack and find a place to stay for probably 6 months while we tear down the cities. We let nature take its course and revive and regenerate, and then we can move all the population up to do the same at the bottom. So we can do like into 2 times. So the whole top regenerates, then move up. We already learned how to live in this integrated with nature lifestyle, and then we move everyone up, and then we can do the same with the bottom. Because I don't see any other way that it can be feasible, because it's like, oh, a little bit here and a little bit there and a little bit there, and then it's not. No, it has to be global and all at once, like COVID. You know, like when people were at home, animals were back on the streets, plants were growing up, waters were cleaning, the air was cleaning, everything. It's just like remove the humans from the equation, teach them how to live in nature, in communion, in coexistence and respect and reverence with nature, then bring them back to nature. You know, we have been living with centuries and centuries of this education that it's just making us see that we are doing the right thing when we are not, until we are in coexistence
the stage, and then boom. So let's see if we can get rid of the POD TV. Banners. So we are gonna go. There we are. Okay, so it's been a great show, and I'm going to post the sound for the intro later today once that downloads. And my apologies to everybody, but stay with us, and we'll help to end prohibition. It's Chef I Can Hear on YouTube station and Roku, and we'll upload this later with the full version. Bye-bye.